All right. So we don't have a ton of time, so we'll see how far we can get. But yes. So we're gonna kind of do a little bit of comparing and contrasting two of the major cities that were the big, like, awesome places. No, just the big places that people would travel to in ancient Greece. So we're going to talk about Sparta and Athens. So if we scroll down to social studies, you should have a new assignment called Athens versus Sparta. There is a Google Slides that you will need to have open. What? We're just comparing and contrasting. They're not fighting each other. Okay, so we're going to open both of them up. We have the Google Slides where we'll answer some questions, and then we have our information. We'll probably just get through like 2 today, and then we'll finish them up on Monday. So we won't get super far into them. We only have 20 minutes until 25 minutes.
Michelle, have you watched 3000?
Yeah. No.
3000?
300, you mean?
300, yeah.
Yeah, no, but I know what it is.
300. I've seen it.
That's a good one. I like this.
Okay, I'm going to have like one last warning to the people in class before I start taking away recess or computer privileges, all of those little things that you guys like to enjoy. I will start taking them away from certain people if you can't stop talking when I'm trying to teach a lesson. Understood? Thank you. Okay, so we have 2 things up, our Athens versus Sparta Google Slides and the PDF. I'm going to zoom in on our Google Slides here so that it's better. 50 seems to be good. And we'll start on slide number 2. These ones, as far as I know, go in order. So we have government, values, economics, and women and slaves, government, values. Okay, these ones go in order this time. They don't go in a weird order. So we're going to start with slide number 2. And we have 2 sections that we're going to read. We're going to read a part about Athens and how their government was structured. Then we'll read a part about Sparta and how their government was structured. And then we will talk about which one you would rather live in on the bottom. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start reading. Let's start with Athens on the left. Someone have a question? We'll do them like semi together. And then some of it might be by yourself. Probably something along those lines, yep. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with Athens. And this one is from a first-person point of view. Basically, like if I was the person that lived in Athens, it's from my point of view. So on the left over here, for Athens, it says, "Hello, it's so nice to meet you. My name is Mr. Athens, and I'm thrilled to tell you about how the best city-state in all of Greece operates." Remember, a city-state just means town. It's one of the towns in ancient Greece. "First and foremost, our government is supreme. In fact, the way that we do things became the envy of all other city-states." What does envy mean?
It means like the most powerful.
Everybody's jealous. If you envy something, you're jealous of it. So everybody was jealous about how the city-state was run. And they called this system democracy, which is exactly what we in the United States use now, a democracy. This is the type of government where the people make decisions for how the government operates. We think it is the best that all the people have a right to participate in their own government. In our democracy, there is a group called the Assembly. This group makes our laws. How can one get into the Assembly, you ask? By being a free male and being at least 18 years old. So could women be in the Assembly? No. What about children? Nope. Yeah, you just have to be 18 years old and a boy, and you could be one of the lawmakers in ancient Greece. So if you satisfy those requirements, you're in. Don't meet those requirements to be in the Assembly? No worries. We also have a group called the Council of 500. Any citizen, rich or poor, is free to join this group, but we have a set number of how many people can be in the council. Can you guess how many? It's 500. To be one of these 500, you have to win the lottery. If you are lucky enough to get in, let me give you a quick summary of what you would be responsible for. You ready? Alex, I'm not actually asking you questions. I am reading the passage. All you need to worry about is proposing the laws that the assembly votes on. Sounds simple, right? Oh, and did I mention that you get paid for serving on the council?
Will the following students please come to the office? Annalisa Hill, Alexis Clark, Montrell Makawitua, Elijah Faber, Malachi Alex, Lula Luther, Hugh Kaufman, Skylar Shattuck, and Ariel Ned. Please come to the office.
Okay. Did I mention that you get paid for serving in the council? The last thing I have to stress to you is that before you take off is about our leadership. What scares us Athenians the most is placing all the power of our beloved city-state in the hands of one individual. Just think of what could happen to our beautiful land if he became corrupt and bad. So, we developed a genius plan to avoid having one person in charge. We choose 10 very experienced generals to lead Greece. These generals command the army and the navy. Oh, and you might see them in the court too, since they also act as our judges. So what do you think? Athens sounds pretty sweet, huh? No? You guys don't think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's okay.
Their beliefs, yeah.
So they have a very similar system to what we in the United States have right now in terms of a democracy. The assembly is basically like our Senate, the Senate of the United States, where they have to pass the laws. The Council of 500 is kind of like the House of Representatives, where it's people from different states that represent their state. And then they have a few people in charge, those 10 generals, that kind of make like the supreme decisions. And that's kind of like our president, vice president, and all of that stuff. So it's very similar to what we have in the United States right now, actually. So we need to describe, well, under the Athens part, we first need to describe what a democracy is. And we kind of talked about this yesterday. I'm going to write bullet points, and I'd like you guys to write these incomplete sentences. Yoshi, throw that away, please. Okay? So what is a democracy? Anybody can answer. It's back in the passage if you need to go look at it. So we have the word democracy right here. Okay, so I heard 2 answers there. I think Maddie's was the closest. Maddie, will you say that again?
It's a set of laws to where it puts the people in charge or able to actually put their opinion on their done.
Good. The people get a say in their government. Okay.
Wait, how do we make a bullet point?
I just put a little dash. Yeah, you don't have to put a bullet point. Okay, so people get a say in their government.
To stay in their government?
A say, like they get to say, like, I would like this to happen in our city-state.
This doesn't seem hard. Wait, but we put a. I got it. I got it.
Okay, so there's our first one. That's the overall concept of a democracy. Okay, what about the assembly?
The assembly is like.
What does the assembly do?
Isn't it the assembly where you can vote when you're like 18 and older?
You can get in it when you're 18 or older, but what do they do?
They vote.
Good. It says it right after. They make our laws. They made the laws.
From the T on you, like R, it's so hard to type it because it's like if even if you barely tap it, you have to like really push on.
I'm sorry. Okay. Then we have the Council of 500. What do they do? Let's see, it's right here.
They are the people that, sorry. Don't they like try to join us in a group?
So it's a really big group, but what do they do? If you keep,
Count the votes?
no, just keep reading down it. It says it in there, it tells you what they do.
They give someone.
Wasn't the law that simply was
Good, they propose the laws. Propose the laws for the assembly. Okay, so I'm going to give you a minute to type out those three.
Can I answer the next one already?
Yeah, if you know the answer to the next one, you may.
Me?
Okay, they propose the laws. And then our last one is what role do the generals play?
They are the people that run Greece, like they're in charge of it.
Let's see.
Oh, that's like that.
Sorry. So we have our generals, right? 10 very experienced generals.
And they also are like the judges.
Oh, they command the army and the navy.
Good. The generals command the army, the navy, and their judges. So,
I just put that they are the people that are in charge of Greece. And they are.
all right. So there we've got our all four of those filled out. I'm going to give you a minute.
Any day. Yeah. Oh wait, so every one we pick what we rather live in?
I believe so. After we talk about what each of them are.
What's that? I don't remember.
See it? But they don't have a strong army like America.
Well, you are DC. And you don't have guns.
And they only have two branches.
Oh, you can't do
Okay.
that.
Army and judges. I can't say it. Judges.
Oh my God, you have a big army and navy
Yeah.
judges.
They're all, they're like,
All right.
That.
Okay. Let's go ahead and look at.
The funky comes,
Okay. Our next one, we're going to go read the part about Sparta and see how their government was run. And then after that, I'm going to give you a few minutes to decide which one you would rather live in and explain why. So, let's look at Sparta. So we are on the right side, the box on the right this time. It says, hey, what's up? My name is Mr. Sparta. So you want to know how the government over here works, do you? Well, first, I want to clear a few things up about Athens. First, you can't trust Athenians. Second, you can't trust Athenians. Have I made myself clear? Why would you trust a system that willingly creates anarchy, which is chaos? Anarchy means like everything is in chaos. So why would you trust a system that willingly creates anarchy among its people? I mean, letting the common man with a very little education or experience play important roles in our government? Please. In Sparta, we place the power to rule in the older, experienced men since they have the wisdom to know what's best. We chose an oligarchy as our system of government. So we are going to have to define oligarchy. Not, I almost said Olive Garden.
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden is really good, but Olive Garden and an oligarchy are very different things. So it says, we chose an oligarchy as our systems of government. This means that we have more than one equal ruler. We actually have two kings that lead us everywhere. In Sparta, we laugh at the idea of letting 18-year-old boys vote on laws. Ha! We have a council of elders that make up 30 of our most respected men. You must be 60 years old to be part of this group. These wise men write our laws and prepare them to be voted on by the assembly. Who do you think will make better laws? An inexperienced 18-year-old boy or a wise, experienced 60-year-old man? I think the answer is simple. Where do laws go once they're written, you ask? Well, they go to the assembly where they are voted on to become official. We relax the rules a little bit here. You only have to be 30 years old to join the assembly, and all males can participate if they wish to. Now, while we have two kings in Sparta, we too are concerned that they may become corrupt. After all, once you get that much power, it becomes rather easy to make bad decisions. What do we do to prevent this? Each year, the assembly elects 5 men to watch over the kings. We call them the ephors. The ephors have a great deal of power, so don't cross them. They can even ignore laws passed by the assembly. So, what do you think about Sparta? It's the best of both worlds. The kings are kept in check, people are still involved in their government, and we don't let the boys have great power. All right, so if we go back over here and we start answering our questions, first of all, what is an oligarchy?
I think Sparta is like a way of government. They're crazy.
Well, it is a way of government, but what type of government? Does it have one ruler, multiple? Good. There are 2 kings that rule.
One to go and one to stay.
Good. That's from yesterday. Good job, Yoshi.
Yeah.
Kings.
I would make them before after reading that. I think that's almost on YouTube, Miss Jones. If we also live in one state, though, right? I'll live in. I like that
Okay.
better.
So, in Sparta, we have the oligarchy where 2 kings rule. What about the assembly? What is the assembly? No, not like a school assembly. It's right here.
I remember that in Jefferson.
Okay.
Well, you that through the wall.
Okay, in Sparta, the assembly are people that approve the laws. Boys, stop talking, please.
He was asking me, how do you spell rules?
Okay. In the assembly in Sparta, these are the people that approve the laws. Okay. All right. Our next one, the Council of Elders. What's the Council of Elders? That was up here. Council of Elders. What do they do?
They have all power.
They do have a lot of power. What powers do they have?
They are the ones that. They're the people that are made of study. They write the rules. They make the laws, and then they run them to the assembly.
Yep, they write the laws. So the Council of Elders are 60-year-olds. 60-year-olds who write the laws. Okay, so it's kind of similar, right? Like, the Council of Elders is similar to the Council of 500. It's just that the ages are different, right?
And I gathered what they were 60 or 30 years old.
I prove that I am
Or
Lord.
already was dying.
Okay.
All right. And then we have one last one here. What role do the ephors play? What did they do? That's kind of near the bottom.
They watch over the king.
What do they? So they watch over the king to make sure what?
They don't make stupid decisions.
Good. How many of them are there? How many ephors are there?
52.
No.
5.
5. 5 men who make sure the kings don't turn bad.
Why did she just look me up?
Okay. The E4s are the 5 men. They're elected every year, I think it said, to make sure that the kings don't go bad. So they change. My assumption is that they changed the men who watched over the kings and their powers so that one of those E4s couldn't get too close to the king and become bad as well with the king, right? So it keeps them in check if they keep switching out those people that are supposed to watch over the kings. Kind of, yeah. Okay. And then we're actually just gonna finish this up on we're gonna finish this page and then we will do the rest on Monday. So right here, let's do 3 to 5 sentences on this. I want you to tell me, it says, which system would you rather live in? So would you rather live in Athens or Sparta? And then I need you to tell me why. You need to write 3 to 5 sentences on that. You can write 4 if you want. It's just somewhere between 3 to 5. It's up to you guys. Okay, but I want details. I don't want you to just say Athens because it looks fun. I want to know why you want to live there versus Sparta. Okay? We have 5 minutes of class left, so you guys have 5 minutes to do this. Go ahead and be working on it quietly, please.
Okay, can I go to my laptop now?
Mm-hmm. Yoshi, what's up? What? On which part? On that one, you're deciding which place you would rather live. Where would you rather live? In Athens or in Sparta? You gotta choose one. Yeah. Are you okay? But you're good? Okay. Just making sure you're good. Okay. So yeah, you just need to choose which one would you like to live in, and write me 3 to 5 sentences about why. Why would you want to live there? Okay. Alex, turn around and finish this page, please. I don't have the ability to tell you your own thoughts, so you need to figure out why. Went down and gets back.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking more that you need to use the things up here about the government to decide, not because there was a movie about Sparta. Yeah. Okay, For those of you online, once you finish up that slide number 2, you guys can head out, and we will see you guys on Monday. Have a good week.